Welcome back to the SourceFed Podcast. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood, a wonderful day to be a neighbor. Are you listening or are you watching on YouTube? I'm Matt Lieberman. Joining me on the podcast, we got Dani Rosenberg.
What's up?
Yeah, and Bree Esrig.
Hey.
Yes, and today's episode is brought to you by SquareSpace. SquareSpace, the #1 destination when you're trying to build a website, a beautiful gallery, an online store, or a landing page. Go to squarespace.com/SourceFed and enter the offer code SourceFed to get 10% off your purchase price. If you buy a full year of Squarespace service, hosting your website, with all the beautiful interface and 24/7 customer support and those award-winning templates. They're so delicious, those templates.
They won the Tempe of the Year award.
The Tempe of the Year award. They won the award. Listen, if you pay for a whole year in advance, you get a domain name absolutely free. That means you can call that website whatever you want, okay? As long as it's not google.com, because that's been taken, okay? So why don't you go to squarespace.com /SourceFed, enter the offer code SourceFed, and start your new website today. No, Dani, you just made a website with Squarespace.
I did last week, and you know what? I used that fucking SourceFed code.
Ooh.
Because I care about my company.
Of course you do.
But I did. It's DaniRosenberg.com.
Ooh, what do you got there?
All my works, all my videos.
Some spicy
She's done
works.
a lot. I
got
saw that
a lot.
website. She's got a lot going on.
This is
what?
a website that is packed to the gills.
If you're like, I don't know if I've done anything with my life, make your own website. Because I feel so good about myself. I'm fucking strutting around like a peacock the last week. Just like, have you seen my website? I did a lot.
See, I feel self-conscious when I gather anything that I've ever done before. Like,
Why?
I don't know, because like I feel like it's either not enough or I'm boasty or it's the same. Like, I don't know how you phrase your accomplishments.
You can't live in 2016 and not be boasty.
I know.
That's true.
I had to write a bio recently,
recently.
and
The internet
it was
is a
not
place
fun.
that's all the platforms are built to be boasty. Look at my picture on Instagram. Look where I went. Boasty.
Yeah.
Every time I'm trying to make my reel or update it in any way, I always am just like, everything I've ever done is shit. I need to start over from scratch.
I don't know.
And then I don't make it. So I should.
No.
Here's
you
what
should do
I
it.
need to do. I'm just gonna go to Squarespace, make my damn website,
Do
and put
it.
my damn reel up on there.
Do you ever feel like the need to downplay something? Like when you're proud of something on Facebook, instead of saying, I'm proud of this thing and you should look at it because I'm proud of it, sometimes I'll just be like, here's the thing I did, okay, bye.
That's all my
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I just feel, I don't know. Well, I'll be like, I'm so proud. I sound like my own mom. I'm so proud of myself's work.
I'm
Look
so
at
proud
it.
of raising myself to become the woman I am today, who was able to make this
What
thing.
a beautiful smile. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of an amazing post that I think you should write.
Yeah?
I'm so
Yeah,
proud
maybe
of
I'll do that.
Raising myself to be the man I always wanted to be.
Yeah, to be the man that I've always wanted to be, who could write this post about how I totally had breakfast twice today.
If I was still here, which I was, I'd be so proud of myself right now, which I am.
I love that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
I just poked myself on something sharp on my
no.
pants.
Oh, shiz! Are those fresh
It's a
pants?
bee
Are they new?
sting.
What?
What?
No. There's just a rogue bee's stinger.
There's a rogue sharp thing.
Maybe that's
Look
just
at
a
that.
That's
stick-
insane.
Look at that shit.
For those of you who are listening, she
What
has
is
a bee
that?
stinger.
Ow.
Ooh.
No,
Feel how sharp that is, Matt.
I don't want to feel
Take
it.
All
it,
of these are
feel
things
it.
How
we
sharp
can't
it is.
explore with audio.
It just it
telling
doesn't
you.
look sharp. It just looks like
All
a
right.
piece of fuzz or something.
Here's the thing. I know this is audio, so just imagine,
You're in a world.
and you casually run your arm down your jeans, and then ow! It feels like something poked my arm because something did.
And then
That's
you'd
what
be
just
like 30
happened.
seconds ago and be
Yeah.
like,
Did you ever like get really scared about rogue hypodermic needles? I feel like health class in high school made me really scared about someday getting pricked with a needle that had HIV or some other kind of
never
disease,
once worried
or
about
had
that.
any
Not
heroin
once.
in it.
I have thought of that too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not crazy.
It's like when you're at the doctor's office and they have that
That box that's
box.
marked like, like bad, don't touch. It's
Yeah.
got needles.
Things can go in here, but nothing can come out of here.
ooh, it reminds me of, was it Saw 2?
I don't
Remember
know.
which one?
The one with the
Saw
fingers
2
on the
or
cover?
Saw 3? No, where there was a big open pit of needles and they pushed the girl in it.
Oh,
Do you remember what I'm talking about?
My
I
God,
only
I
saw
never saw that
one.
Oh,
Same.
I only
they
saw
only get
one.
better and better, man. They just
That bullshit.
They get better in the sense of the way a Final Destination movie gets better, where they just get fucking weird
So they get
and
bad.
stupid and bad, and the deaths get less and less real looking, but they're more outlandish, which makes that combo is just like really fun. Like
Yeah.
Final Destination 5 has a guy who's lifting weights, and
Oh my
something
God, it's
happens,
so
and all of a
good.
sudden it's like they break and they smash his head into a million pieces, and he's like, oh no.
Wait, and then doesn't
that-
he get impaled on the stick on the bar there?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he gets smashed by a big rack of weights.
I thought the weights were so heavy that there were like swords hanging above him at the gym.
That's
and
a
the weights
separate
were so
one.
All of this
heavy.
might have
isn't that
happened.
it?
Isn't that a
All of
separate
this
one
might have happened.
where the scimitars, freaking perfectly, beautifully sharp scimitars, just swing down and chop a dude's head off?
Yeah, that's what I'm
That's a
thinking.
different one, I think.
Yeah, that's a completely different Final
my
Destination
bad.
death. I love when a movie franchise is so confident that it's the last movie that they call it the Final Destination, as if it's say this is the last one, and then they follow that up with Final Destination 5 because they just couldn't get enough of that green.
I would really love it if they did Psych, Final Destination 7.
What if it's
They just
like
owned it.
They Fast and the Furious 8. What if they for Fast 9 they were like the fastest and most furious, and it's like whoa, okay,
And
they're
then-
laying down the gauntlet. This is the final one.
How many of those Fast and Furious can there possibly? I can't believe it's on.
I it's on 8.
Wait,
That's
is
a
it on
lot.
8?
That's a lot.
Yeah, 8 is about to come out.
That's too many
That's so many.
movies.
Yeah, it's so many movies, but
But
they've
they're the
only
kind of
gotten more
movies
successful.
that they can like just keep doing that. I mean, they got Charlize in the next one, dude.
Charlize, girl.
No.
Yes,
They got Charlize.
Imperator
man.
Furiosa.
I don't understand though. Like, what's the story at that point?
Well,
Someone else with a lot of cars
Yeah.
Is
and
there
a lot of
is
money.
there one person in each one that like passes away in like a tragic car
No,
thing? Like the,
not
in the heist?
everyone.
They've got a storyline going through a few of them, right?
Well, I've not seen any of them. I've not seen any of them
Oh,
because
it's easy to talk when you
because
haven't seen any of
listen. Here is why.
I've seen a lot of them.
I
love 'em.
refuse to watch any of them unless I can watch them all in order. But I don't want to spend the money to buy them all to
What
do
are you
it.
talking about?
I want to watch
don't
them in
have to
order.
buy
so
'em.
Who? What? Do you rent them?
You could go to Redbox for $1 a piece.
They're not on there.
Just
All
ask
of
a
them?
friend who owns the
Yeah.
DVDs.
All right, fine. I'll ask a friend. What is this? Before the internet?
You could go to
Here's the
like
thing.
Facebook.com and be like, if anybody here owns 1 through 7 of the Fast movies, raise your hand. And then you'll just, through a compilation of your friends, be like, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, I want to watch them all in order so that I can understand, like, not just the mythology of it. Obviously, we want to
You're
understand
already
the deep
reading way too much
mythology.
into it.
You
But
really are.
I
Here's
want to
the
get
thing.
why people like it.
I do too, because after Tokyo Drift, I was like, really?
Don't judge it on Tokyo Drift.
Yeah,
though.
I
Tokyo
liked
Drift
the
is
first two. No,
is the
here's
weak
thing.
sauce
I know.
one.
I
Yeah.
liked the first two. The third one had nothing to do with it. And then after that, I was like, no. And then I came back in for like 6, I think, or maybe it was 5.
Fast
But here's the
Five.
thing
And
is,
I was like, all right, this is all right.
they got The Rock. I think The Rock joined.
He joined at Fast
The
Five.
fifth?
Fast Five.
And that's the last one I saw. And then I
Okay.
was like, I get it, but also I don't know how this is
It's
still a
another one of
thing.
those things where it's like a Jason Statham movie where it's just about like, you want to see some crazy stunts, dude?
Yeah,
Yeah, I do.
It's just like
that's
crazy
the whole movie.
stunts, like over the top, ridiculous mix of like real physical stunts, which you never get to see anymore and are exciting, and absurdly over the top
Also,
CGI
and then it's
stunts.
like one of those things where it always works out perfectly for them. You know, where they're like, okay,
course.
we're gonna try something in a pinch.
and you got that
and
like heist
perfect.
movie thing. It's like all these blends of
I know,
fun
you're
things.
explaining it to me. I've seen them and you
So,
haven't.
so Bree, they get in the
shut up,
cars,
Bloomer
right?
Run.
They get in the cars,
Oh
right?
my
There's
God.
a lot of cars.
Please do not matsplain.
And
what's Vin Diesel's character's name?
Riddick,
That'd be great if it was a crossover.
right?
I know that would be cool.
This is Earth Riddick.
Oh no, I know his goddamn name in this movie. Well,
John Moretta?
No, it's Tony Moretto.
Why does it matter? Let's talk about stunts for a sec.
Let's talk about
Sure.
stunts.
Because I used to want to be a stunt person so
Really?
badly.
I wish I could do that too.
And I still, like, if I ever get, like, a big action movie or something, I still want to do the majority of my stunts.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling it would go horribly wrong for me.
That's
With
why
my
I wish
luck,
I
I'm
was-
so clumsy. Like, I will
Yeah.
hurt myself.
I
But you're
want to
not
be a
scared?
stunt woman, but I think I would die in a freak accident
yeah.
because I don't have that luck.
Exactly.
I just don't have that luck to pull that shit off.
Yeah. I mean, I'm terrified of heights.
Yeah.
So probably not the height ones, but I would do like any of the motorcycle
Any of the car stuff?
Yeah.
For sure.
Cars,
I'd be like, I'll do all the
motorcycles, I'm down.
fishtails, and then you guys
Yeah.
can do the rest of it.
Yeah.
What about that stunt that Zoe Bell does? Have you guys seen Death Proof, where she's on the hood of the
Yes.
car with the belts?
She is just a dream.
Mm-hmm.
I love that movie.
It's an amazing
so
movie.
good.
You guys seen any of the Transporters?
Yeah.
There's a point in Transporter 2, I think it is, where Statham's in the middle of the road and there's two cars coming at him and they're coming directly at him and he does the fucking splits in the air.
What?
And then they crash underneath him and then he lands without a scratch.
That's impossible.
Okay, that sounds so dumb.
That's why Jason Statham action movies are my favorite comedies. They're
Yeah.
so funny.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense
Yeah.
to me.
I don't know that I could ever be a stunt person. I'd be too afraid.
That tone you took was
I
like,
know, it was very
let's talk
sad.
about something
Let's talk
really
about
serious
sad.
for a
No,
second.
I was trying to remember what I was thinking about because you said fear of heights, and when I was a kid, I had a reverse fear of heights.
What's that mean?
It means that I got really scared when I was around tall buildings and like looking up at them because I was afraid that if they suddenly
I don't
fell
like
down,
being low. I don't like being low.
Well, it was just a thought that like if they started falling, if they
Yeah.
suddenly tipped over and started falling, there's no way that I could get out of the way.
I have that thing where I've seen too many monster movies and I've had so many nightmares of being somewhere and looking out and seeing a giant creature and then that creature turning and looking directly at me
Oh shit.
and then coming at me.
Yeah. When I was younger, we would go on road trips and pass by like the mountains, those big mountains in California. I used to think they were sleeping dinosaurs and they would just like wake up and start chasing our car.
That's scary.
It's so scary.
Are you still scared of dinosaurs knowing
Yes.
now that
No.
knowing now that they all probably had feathers? That's like a thing that's come up in science in the last few years, is that most, if not all, dinosaurs had feathers. They're all basically
What about
like
the
birds.
reptiles?
Reptiles were an offshoot of dinosaurs, but a lot of dinosaurs had feathers. Like it was all kind of like in that same
I'm
family.
just picturing a T-Rex going
Raptors
like
had feathers.
No way.
T-Rexes had feathers. They all had feathers.
No.
Yes.
That's not true,
Glamorous.
Matt.
It is true.
No.
Yes.
Don't tell me truths
They
about
found
history
they
and
found
science.
preserved feathers in amber that like date to that era, and it's like believed that
Okay.
most,
Am
if
I
not
an
all,
asshole if I
dinosaurs
say that
had
doesn't affect
feathers.
me in any way and I don't care?
No, that's your opinion.
I could see like a dinosaur having feathers.
Oh shit, I gotta go home, you guys. Dinosaurs had feathers.
Should I look up to dinosaurs
can't-
have feathers?
No.
No,
I don't-
nobody cares but you.
I just want everyone to know dinosaurs have feathers.
I don't like that, so it's not true.
Ew, don't wear that.
You don't wear that, Matt Lieberman.
Okay. What does interest you, Bree? What's on your mind?
What made you laugh really hard in the last week? Not a video, just like something stupid you saw in real life.
Oh, that's a great question. I'm gonna need a moment to think about that. Do you guys have anything at the ready? Because
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys know about the Thomas Gibson stuff with Criminal Minds?
Yeah, he's
No.
an actor on Criminal Minds.
He played Greg in Dharma and Greg.
He
Oh.
kicked one of the
He
crew
kicked
members.
an executive producer who was also a writer, I think.
Right, he kicked one of the writers.
And so he got suspended, and the next day he got fired. And I felt so bad. And I was trying to draft a tweet, and I couldn't because there was no way for me to do it without somebody taking it really wrong. But I don't condone violence, but an adult in another fight with an adult kicking is such a funny fucking choice to make.
Yeah.
Like most adults, I feel like would just punch, but he like. I wish I could have seen what kind of kick. Was it like the
Right.
way like a shitty little brother kicks his older brother,
or was it like a skilled taekwondo kick?
That's even funnier.
Yeah. Like he's a black belt. He's been taking it since he was 6. Like he's been doing it his whole life,
And he's
he
so
wanted,
mad. He just
bam, feet of fury. Yeah.
Do you ever see people that are actually good at fighting getting into fights?
No.
no.
Exactly.
All that training teaches you how to not get into fights.
Exactly.
It's like defensive stuff.
It's so beautiful. That's how the world works, and it's
Right.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I felt bad. I was like, I know it's a real person with. I think the stuff I read too was like he's got serious anger management stuff. I just can't help it. Like my funny bone is like so touched when I think of an adult who's so mad he kicks somebody.
That
It is
funny.
pretty funny. But speaking of something that's not funny, and speaking of anger management, this whole Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing is crazy. Like it's escalated to a point where it's like it's not even like celebrity. It's still celebrity gossip, but it's like so much more than that.
Mm-hmm.
It's,
Yeah, and it's hard as it's not I don't feel like we're gonna get some sort of like answer where we all are like, okay, now we really know what happened, you know?
Yeah,
like it's really
so
between the two of them
divided.
and their private life, and
Of course, but there's like proof now, and people are still.
I watched that
so
video,
divided.
and it's one of those things also where I'm like, I'm not trying to find any reason to not believe somebody, but I'm
Yeah.
also like, this video feels weird, and you don't see a lot of faces. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It feels strange. But I'm also like, I feel weird looking at this stuff. I feel like I shouldn't be looking at any of this.
I know. It feels so. It's weird because do you know what happened today?
Today?
You
I
were
know they were
telling
in
me.
I was
court.
telling you because about Johnny Depp cutting off his finger. The tip
What?
of his, okay.
What?
So here's an escalation to this story, and here's where I'm really starting to like pay attention to this now because it's kind of crazy. It's getting really crazy.
That's a serious escalation.
So apparently, you know, there's the video of him smashing cabinets and freaking out, and you're like, I don't know what's going on. He's like crazy and irrational, but they got into a fight. He smashed a plastic phone against the wall, and the tip of his finger sliced off. Right? Then
From a plastic phone?
I guess. And then he picked up the tip of his finger and used it to paint, like he made like rage art out of it, and like wrote like. He thought that Amber Heard was cheating on him with Billy Bob Thornton because they did a movie together, and so he like wrote their names. He like wrote their names with his finger over the wall, over like a.
Well, that's your first red flag right there. Who would cheat on anyone with Billy Bob Thornton?
Well, yeah, but also like there's like there's like photos of all of that,
Right.
So it's like now it's starting to get like, and her team is like, we didn't release this. We don't know who released it. We wanted to keep this all private, yada yada. So who cares? Who knows? I don't know.
It's in the day and age where I think about, what if somebody else just hired impersonators and are building this stuff and then releasing it, and neither party is a part of it, and there's like this whole other
theory.
There's this whole other
Sub-business.
pack of information that's like not a part of it, but people just know that. At this point, I feel like people will believe anything with this case because they're all ears out, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just don't want to engage with any of it, and like that makes me feel weird too, because I'm like, does that make me like supporting the people who don't believe rape victims if I don't want to,
That's the
or
hard
abuse
part about it too,
victims
yeah.
if I don't want to interface with this celebrity couple that I don't
Totally.
know at all, and I don't want to be involved, and I don't think that it's cool that everyone's talking about it. Like, I'm not naive enough to assume that anyone is incapable of abuse.
Right.
Like, I think anyone like pushed to the brink might do something horrible. And, you know, I hope that they're able to find some peace, both of them, and move on from what appears to be like a horrible experience. We're also talking about a guy who people have been like, it's been rumored for years that he's like a heroin addict and he lives on his own private island. And like, what are we talking about here? This is a person who is larger than life,
Who's a drug addict,
who is
and
potentially
an
a drug addict
right?
and an alcoholic, and like, what are we trying to protect here? Every time that we start talking about what a celebrity or someone who makes media, what they do in their private life, and people act so surprised, and it's like, it shouldn't surprise us anymore, and we shouldn't be paying attention. We shouldn't be feeding into this. Let people live their lives and decide whether or not you want to support them with your money based on what you read. You don't need to go deep into it. I don't know.
Yeah, I get it. I get that.
I don't know. Like, there's, I don't want to like go deep into like a heavy subject, but like there was a comedian in New York City who got banned from the UCB and a bunch of comedy theaters this week because the UCB did a lengthy investigation based on several allegations of sexual assault over the course of years. And I feel like this topic comes up, especially in the comedy community, like every 3 months or so, like somebody is, you know, found out, so to speak.
Yeah.
And everybody and their mother is posting about it. And I have my own opinions about it. And I you know, obviously sexual assault is wrong. And I try to believe any person who is brave enough to come out and talk about it, while, you know, understanding, yeah, there are a small percentage of cases where people lie or people embellish or something like that, or people jump onto something that is real in an attempt to find attention for themselves. But that shouldn't detract from anything real that's going on. But I still don't want to participate in the conversation, and I feel like that is wrong somehow.
I get it. I get that
No,
a
I do
lot.
get it, because it's one of those things where you're like, this is an awful situation, and there's no way for me to know the truth, and I don't like that there's a part of me that goes like, is it true? You know, because no matter what, it's none of my business. But it's I don't know, it's
but
weird.
What if it happened to you?
Right.
That's I'm always like, if this happened to me, I would need support from
Right.
people. Like, I would need people to believe me, and so
Yeah.
it's like, I'm just always in that situation where
I
it's
agree
like,
with
in my
that.
head, I'm like, if we're not talking about it, there are so many other people out there that are going through it,
Yeah.
and we're all just ignoring it. So it's like,
Yeah.
when the celebrity things like this happen, it sparks a great conversation for so many people.
Yeah.
Like, for the bigger picture, it's not just celebrity gossip anymore. It's like, what's right.
I think
and
there's
what's
also
wrong.
other aspects too of when it's a celebrity. What's rough is you're not every celebrity, but you're not always dealing with the most emotionally stable people.
True.
So it is really hard to kind of be like, I don't know how to feel about it. When there's especially people who, for a living, like, not, and like I said, it's not all actors, not all entertainers, but some of these folks have been unstable, but have been public for decades.
Yeah.
For decades. So they're going to live everything out in front of everybody. And it's a weird mix of like, I don't know what to think, but I don't know if it's my business to know what to think.
Totally.
You know, it's this weird dichotomy.
Mm-hmm. That is strange. We can get back onto a lighter
something
topic.
way more
for
fun than
sure.
that. It's like, have you ever been at like a party or a gathering and just suddenly all the fun gets sucked way down a drain?
But that's how good conversations
It's true.
starts,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Like, that's how you get to know people and what they think about things. And it's good. It's not just all light and fluffy all the time.
Yeah. When's the last time that you got to like really get to know somebody new?
Oh, I got to know Andrew Delman recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was on Steve's podcast recently, and Mike was out of town, so they asked me to be the guest, and then Andrew or Delman was going to be the co-host. I still don't know what to call him. He has the best stories I have ever heard. He's like lived a full life of like meeting crazy people, and he has the best stories, and he knows the best people, and I just really got to know him, and he's so cool.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
yeah.
I got to meet Denise's friend Hope, who volunteers at the theater, the Pack Theater, where we spent a lot of our time. And it occurred to me, it was like the first time in a long time that I sat across from a person that I didn't know, one-on-one, and just chatted for the better part of an hour. And it just felt really good. She was just like a very, very nice, like salt of the earth person. Like, we talked about improv and like her past in Sacramento. And it was just like, it made me realize it's been a long time since I've sat down and made a new friend, like in a real positive way.
Yeah.
Like, usually it's just meeting people in passing, or like, oh, I like what you do, you like what I do, and we just kind of like connect on that level, and we call each other friends. But I don't know, I don't really get out much.
Yeah.
So it was just nice to get to know a person.
I've had people that they'll be around at friends' parties, and I realize, okay, they've been around a few times and I haven't like gone and talked to them. And so I'll try and do that with folks every now and then. Just like, okay, I've waved at them. I need to go talk to them. But one big thing I've done this year that was like on my to-do list was get to know my friends now in a more intimate way. Because I think I hang out with friends in groups a lot. I don't know about you guys, but like I'm always around like a group of at least like 8 to 10, like for the most part. And so what I've tried to do is like get one-on-one time with people that I haven't had one-on-one time yet. Because I do think it's important, like one-on-one, you can't build a friendship without one-on-one time.
This sounds like The Bachelor or The Bachelorette.
It is, but
That
it's
is
like
so
a group
funny.
of friends. Can I just steal them for a second?
Can I just steal you for
away?
1 sec? Yeah. I just need that one-on-one time if we're ever going to make a connection. I'm just imagining one of your friends in the 8 to 10 group of just like, I can't believe Dani and I still haven't had a one-on-one. This is really embarrassing this late into this process. How are we ever going to connect?
How am
I
I
do
supposed
have those
to
people
marry
that-
this person?
These people that I can't, like I try and I can't schedule that one-on-one time with, but I will be persistent. Like, I'm going to get that one-on-one.
Are you great at staying through a text conversation all the way through to the end, or do you drop out?
No, I stay through. On one-on-ones, I stay through and make sure that whatever they need, the communicationally, they get.
Sure.
But if it's a group one, that gives you a lot of freedom to be able to be like, hey, I can step back here because somebody else is going to step
Is
in.
going to handle it. Yeah. What about you, Bree?
Group texts?
Group texts or solo texts? I'm
They're
bad
my
at
nightmare. Group texts are my nightmare.
You got to put them on
Yeah.
Do Not Disturb, and that way, when you have a moment and you are just checking your text, you can catch up on the fucking novel that all of your friends have been writing for the last 45 minutes.
True. I get so overwhelmed by texts. I don't like it. I don't like the ding. I don't like looking down and seeing, like, I need to think of something to say right now.
Thought
I
about
just
taking all
don't
your
like
dings
that.
off? Get rid of your
I
dings.
don't. I mean,
How
my
many
phone's always on vibrate.
How many unread texts do you have on your phone right now?
I don't know. I don't want to know. I don't want to look at my
Look
phone.
at it. Look
I don't want to look at my phone.
I have 71.
What?
Stop it.
71
What if someone's
unread
stuck
texts.
on the side of the road?
Yeah. What do you...
Well, by now, they're up shit creek.
Wait, okay. I probably
That
have
reminds
like
me never
one
to
or
text
two.
you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, wait, why? Why don't you read your texts at all? Like, here's the thing. I'll
Social
read them. I just take forever to respond.
anxiety.
I always...
69. I have 69
That's
unread texts.
insane. Okay, here's what I do. Because, like, I read them, and then in my head, I try to come up with the perfect response. And in doing so, I forget to respond.
Well, I'll read like when it's a notification on the front of the phone, like when on my iPhone when it comes up, but I won't actually go click on the text as if I'm gonna go respond to it or to read the rest of it. I don't know.
My texts are like my emails, and I'm a psycho with, I don't like the little notifications.
little red thing?
Little things. I will do whatever I can to get rid of them. You know, when I have like my Chase Bank app, and I
You're
have those
so
little things
organized.
because of messages, I'm like, nope.
I don't know how to get rid of. There are ones on my Facebook Messenger one, and they must be messages from like months and
You know
months
what
and
one of
months
them
ago.
there's hidden messages that
What?
people who aren't
Oh,
your
right, the
friends
message
can
requests?
send you. Yeah.
Nah, I've checked those.
What?
Facebook
what?
stresses me out. I don't read my Facebook messages because it says that you read them.
Oh
Yeah.
So I have a ton of them that I haven't read.
But
because
it's like
I don't
it's that
want to
thing
respond.
for me. Like I don't want to respond, so I'm not even gonna click on it on my phone.
But what sucks is anybody
makes
who's
sense.
like waiting on your response and sees you posting stuff is like, you son of a bitch.
I don't care, but they can tell I didn't read it though.
Right, so it's
You know
like,
what I mean?
maybe
Yeah.
she just missed her messages.
Maybe she just saw it was me and said, I don't want to read it.
I'm gonna be honest with you though. Like Facebook is not even about friendship anymore. It's about
Yeah.
like business opportunities, and
I
so
know.
all the people I'm friends with are trying to get something. Usually, they're
yeah.
like, "Will you do this for free? Like, will you work on this for
I
me?"
wish
And
I
so I
could-
just,
yeah.
it's like so overwhelming to me. I'm like, it was supposed to be for my friends and family, and now it's become a business thing. And I started adding people that I'm not even friends with.
Get rid of
and
them.
Why don't you just make
Clear
a
it
new,
out.
delete it, and make a fresh
I've done
profile?
it. I've done it 3 times. I've deleted my Facebook. I've started from scratch. It feels good at the time, but then it's like you're missing out on certain things. And I
Yeah.
do get a lot of job opportunities from Facebook.
Yeah.
But then it's like people are like, do this for me. Shout me out on this. And I'm like, I don't want to, like, so now I just don't read messages. 'Cause I'm-
You should
I'm a
change your
bad
profile
girl.
picture to be you going, no.
Like Blake Lively in that shark movie.
No, what you should do is you should do what people, what I always see in Twitter bios. When anyone sends you anything like that on Facebook, just put like a regular thing that just says,
Contact my manager?
for business inquiries. Contact blah blah blah.
That's such a good idea.
Yeah, just straight up, just be like, if it's just like a shameless, like, I haven't talked to you in 2 years, but now you're asking me to shout out your thing on on Twitter.
That's
just
the bane of my
just put that thing. Just put that
That's
thing
such
for
a
business
genius
inquiry,
idea.
because that's like basically saying like, this is how bald this request is. You don't care about me at all. Why would I do this for you?
Yeah, okay, that's such a good...
So I'm not. If you're gonna treat me like I'm a business, I'm gonna treat you like a business would,
Yeah, you're right. That's such a good idea.
and that way you won't
Boom.
have any of that message anxiety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Thanks, Matt.
You're welcome.
I did just delete all my like already read and or unread emails.
Oh, yeah.
today.
Earlier today,
Oh,
you said
wow.
you deleted 70,000?
70,000.
Oh shit!
There's an app that does it that just like tells you how to delete it all, and then there's like Unroll Me. So you
Yeah, I have
them.
Unroll Me. Unroll Me is incredible.
I just discovered this, and it's changed my life so far. I feel so good. There's
Roll
still
up all
like
the-
30,000 emails.
Now, granted, you know, I'm never going to read my roll-up of all the things that I wanted to save but not have in my inbox, but it's there if I, want it. Yeah.
It's so cool.
It's so cool. Do you know what the old Unroll Me is?
No.
It's a thing where it you link it with your email account.
Okay.
And then it goes down the list and it finds all of the businesses that have you on mailing lists.
Okay.
That send you emails. And you can either...
I got Quiznos, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can either remove yourself from those mailing lists,
Okay.
have it stay in your inbox, or add it to what they call a roll-up, where you get one email a day with all of the emails that would have come into your inbox all lumped together.
Oh, I would just delete all of those.
Exactly.
Right, but now
That's
you don't
like a
have
clutter.
to.
It's like clutter for hours.
Yeah, it's like clutter.
How many did you find out you were subscribed to?
Oh, God.
Mine blew my mind. I was shocked.
Was it... I mean, mine was
You wanna
like
take a
something
guess?
in like the high 200s.
Okay. Mine was around that too.
Yeah.
How? How does that...
Years of living a life, Bree.
I know, but like it's so unnecessary.
I know, but
anytime
it's
you
like-
enter, it made me realize anytime you enter your information to buy something,
Yeah.
you get enrolled.
Exactly. And sometimes those websites will have like 7 or 8 different email addresses that they email you from.
That's
like even just
crazy.
the
Oh, yeah.
the Cine family here in Los Angeles, which is an amazing place, they have me on 7 different email lists.
That's annoying.
Yeah, 7 different
Yeah.
email lists.
Fuck you, Cine family.
Well,
No.
and I mean, not fuck you. It's like a really cool place. But
I know
still,
it
that's
is.
They
like
just
not-
love
no.
you, Matt. They
Yeah,
just want
just
you
love me
there.
that much. You know, I mean, it's like what Google Plus circles. Like they just want to send it to me if they think, oh, he's a guy who would like midnight movies. Let's send him this one. But let's
right.
not send it to Grandma Moses.
Not gonna lie, that was a great idea of how to combat those types of messages.
Thank you.
Danny. You're like the most organized person I've ever met.
Yes.
Will
Thank
you
you.
help? Will you give me some tips?
Yeah.
Right now on how to change my life.
Okay.
I want to hear these too.
Yeah.
Okay, so the biggest thing I've done, and honestly, I learned a lot of it when I was Phil's assistant, was like, what do you need to handle today? What needs to be done today? What needs to be done tomorrow? What needs to be done by the end of the week? And so you only focus on what you need to do today, and you build it out, and then you also check in on, okay, so I have like my list of things I'm doing today, and then I have like, I use highlighters or color codes. Okay, I did what I need to do on this, and now I have to wait for somebody else to get back to me on it. So now I'm going to go to the next thing that I can physically do myself right now. So like, but you can use pen and paper with it too. I use Trello as well, which is like an organizational program, but pen and paper works just fine. Just like, and you can do it for any part of your life, whether it's business, personal, whatever. Like if you think about what you want to get done, what do I want to get done, period, in my personal life? I made a list of 10 things I felt I needed in order to feel like I was being my ideal self. And that was a mix of like showering daily, which I used to have a problem with.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I just be like, I don't feel like it. And I was like, you know what? I would feel like I was being my more ideal self if I like shower daily.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Or performing more in some way. Doing this and that. Like it's a mix of personal goals and habits and rituals and stuff. So make like a list of 8 to 10 of those for yourself that you feel like for whatever reason, you're not your ideal self until you have that kind of completed.
Okay.
And then from there you can go, what can I do today for that? What can I do this week for that? What is going to take years, but I can start doing stuff every day for it.
What's going to make me not give up on myself? Because whenever I try to do to-do lists or whatever, I'll do it for a day.
Okay.
And then I just give up.
I do.
I
that
get
too.
a real serious high from like checking off my tasks.
Yeah.
Since I was little, my mom had me like build my day, schedule things to do, and put it on the fridge and check things off.
You started young.
I
That's
started
the
young. I
secret.
love like check it off. Tasks make me feel good. Whenever I'm like, I think about, oh, I don't want to do this. I think, but once I get it done, I'm gonna feel so good because it's done.
That's like working out for me.
Yeah.
It could also, you could do it kind of like a reward system. Like, are you somebody? Do you drink coffee in the mornings?
Yeah.
Make it a thing where it's a ritual where every morning you drink your first cup of coffee while you're making the list. And
Yeah,
it's
that's
just
a
sort of
good
like you
idea.
can't
You want
drink the coffee
get
unless you're
routines
doing
involved
that.
in it. Get routines involved in it for sure.
My friend Bill, who I think is like just one of like the wisest people I know, he said that the one thing that he does that keeps him sane no matter what's going on in his life, because he's an actor and like things go up or they're down, you know. He has a ritual every morning. He's like, take some time for yourself, make it the same time every day to do something for you that has nothing to do with work, that has nothing to do with your relationships or friends or anything. That's just about you. And for him, he wakes up at 6:30. He makes a bulletproof coffee. He stretches himself out on a back roller while he watches The Daily Show from the night before. He like does like a little mantra and a gratitude list, and then he starts his day. But it's just like that 45 minutes that's just for him grounds him for the rest of the day, and it's something to look forward to. Each night when you go to sleep is like, in the morning I get to do this thing for me.
Can it be like masturbation?
Sure, but it's like
Cool.
you have to do it every
works.
day at the same time.
That doesn't
here's-
work for me. That's
You
not,
can have. Here's the thing with variation though is like, it takes like any routine. They say it takes like 21 days, which is like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
What's good is reminding yourself of like immediate reward versus long term is like, oh, I don't want to do this right now. But if you wait, there's going to be a day where like you have way too much shit to do.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be like, God damn it. Why didn't I just do it when I had the time?
Yeah.
Also, think about how little time most stuff really takes. Like sometimes there's stuff I'm putting off that I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that. And it takes like 10 minutes in
Or
a
even
day
less.
versus
like taking out the garbage
takes
takes
so
like
little
5
time.
minutes.
And so it's me just being like being my own parent in the way that it's literally the same conversation that me as a teenager had with my mom, but it's me and me going like, I don't want to do this right now. And my mom being like, just fucking do it.
Yeah.
And it's like, you have to be your own parent like that. And,
Man, I'm so bad. I'm good
but
with
it
like, house
helps.
chores, but not like anything out. Like I can't.
You
it's
just
so
gotta
weird.
like build your day out in whatever way that works for you though, because some people are visual,
Yeah.
You need to be able to see like a pie chart of your day, or you need to be able to see like visually what your day looks like. And some people, are more like just actual words and set stuff like that. And like I've bought planners that I've worked with that have helped me out by like scheduling my day. Sometimes though, like in my work life, I like to schedule it like hour by hour. But in my personal life, I more just want to go, I need to do this week. Sometime this week I need to do this.
Yeah.
Another thing, Tony Robbins says this. It's like visualize the goal and not all the things you have to do. Because like a lot of people, they think about all the different steps it takes to get somewhere instead of just like imagining what it will be like to have it done and have the thing that you want. There's a process he calls chunking. It's like people get stressed out about things or do things easily based on how they chunk it. Like going to the gym, he said, Denise lent me a CD. It was like...
it's on Netflix right now too.
Oh, his documentary?
Yeah.
Does he talk about chunking on there?
My friend said that she was going to watch it to make fun of it. And then within
loved
half
it.
an hour, she was like,
Yeah. Tony the best. But he's like going to the gym. Like people are like, oh man, okay, so I gotta.
It's the going there. That's the problem.
Right.
It's getting yourself to go.
I gotta get myself to go. I gotta find the gym. I gotta go do a tour. I gotta buy a bag. I gotta buy a lock. Oh God, I don't even know where they sell locks. I gotta get a towel. I gotta bring
Target.
shower shoes. Like I gotta figure out what time I'm gonna go.
but
Then
here's
I have
how
to make
fucked in the head
myself
I
go.
am is I love tasks so much that I'm like, I gotta go to Target. I gotta get a bag.
See,
I gotta
that's
get
you.
the
You're lucky 'cause you got that.
I
No,
love
there's the thing.
tasks.
I like that
I love
part of it
tasks.
too. I like that part of it too. Like shopping to go to the gym, shopping for the gym.
But it's
the like dollar travel section at Target
is the
so
shit.
good.
Oh my God.
Dollar
no, I get
travel?
it.
What, like the little plastic bottles?
The
and things?
dollar like travel size of Pantene Pro V.
Hell yeah. So wait, so what is this about chunking?
So it's like somebody is like, the way he puts it is like, say the task you want to accomplish, you're trying to devour a whale. Okay, and
Yeah.
obviously you can't
happens all the
eat
time.
a whale in one bite. But also if you dice
You
up that
haven't met
whale
me.
into like a million,
I'm like, gulp! I just ate a whale in one bite.
if you dice up that whale into a million bite-sized pieces, that's also going to be daunting because it's like, great, I've got to eat every single one of these.
Yeah.
But if you were to cut
freeze it.
Right, freeze it. If you cut
You're gonna have
that
to get a big
whale
old freezer
into
for all that whale
manageable,
stuff.
like 6 manageable pieces that you could then deal with one at a time, it feels less daunting.
You
than
can make a whale stew, baby.
You could do, you can make a stew, baby.
I could crock pot that shit.
Like part of it becomes perfume, and part of it becomes blubber for oil, and part of it becomes food, and part of it becomes like tanned whale leather. I don't know, but like you could either think about like going to the gym like with all those steps, or you could think of it as just the one thing. Because most people, when it's like, what do you want to eat? They can just eat. Eating is just one thing instead of all the different steps.
See that I do that every time I have to do something. My instinct is to just eat food instead. So that's my problem. Is like I could go to the gym, or I could order from Eat24 and get a sushi or something.
You know what helped me when I was doing the weight loss stuff last year was that was a long con kind of thing.
Yeah.
That I would read. I go to r/lose it, and they had so much helpful stuff, and they were like, time is gonna pass whether you do what you need to do or not. And
that's what motivated my sister too.
You don't want the idea of like the time is gonna pass, and you could either be doing what you need to be doing, and then get your achieve your goals, or come around to this time next year and be like, oh, I didn't do it, and I could have, like, at this point, if I'd kept up with it, like, I could have been where I wanted to be already.
That is a very motivating way of looking at things.
Yeah, you're like,
so the day is gonna pass.
It's gonna be there anyway, so why not just do what you need to do so that you can like feel what you need, feeling accomplished, or at the end of the day, like going to bed and not being like, fuck, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, I didn't do this,
Yeah.
And getting a page full of check marks.
Totally. I don't have a problem necessarily with working out, because I used to go to the gym, and before I had a full-time job, it was like my ritual was 3 p.m. every day I'd be at the gym, right? Yeah. But now I can't go to the gym, because once I get home from work, I'm exhausted. Right. So I'll do like a YouTube workout routine. Yeah. Which are easy. There's like 10-minute routines.
It is nice.
So
You're
I'll
able
do like
to do stuff at
10-minute
home.
routines.
Yeah.
I'll do a warm up, 10-minute routines, and then a cool down. I already have the weights. I have the yoga mat. So I just do it at home, and it's quick and easy, and I still get it done. So that's not a problem. It's everything else in my life that's a problem. It's like trying to find time to write a certain thing. But then when I get to that point where it's like scheduled in, I don't want to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what I'll tell you? I still deal with that too, even as organized as I am. And I've sat in front of my computer like less than a month ago for a script we had to write for Nuclear Family, and I literally went like, I don't want to do it.
Exactly.
And then I went, yeah, and I did it.
I'll do that.
You let yourself have that moment where you're just like, nah, and just do it.
But it's just allowing it to just be the moment. Acknowledge the fact that you don't want to do it, and then just starting makes all the difference in the world. Like, it's like the difference between looking at a blank page and looking at a page where you know how it starts, like, or what needs to be in, like, the title, your name, where the first scene takes place, the description of what is happening at the very beginning, the character's name, and it's like throw out a first line, even just to have it, and
or
it's
to
like,
make yourself laugh.
Yeah.
And be like,
oh, totally.
Like, write a joke first line,
or like a description that's like really goofy, or
like Dani smells so bad. Yeah. Interior, my office. Dani smells.
Yeah.
And then, you can find a way to...
Should have taken a shower today.
I didn't.
Yeah. I didn't either. Can I just say?
Guys, can I say?
But I rinsed when I got home last night from my
There you
day.
go.
That counts? That counts?
Okay, cool.
No,
cool.
I didn't shower this morning either. I showered yesterday afternoon.
We're the smelly
yesterday afternoon.
trumpet.
I know. I don't know what has happened, because I used to be Mr. Shower. Every
Is that Mr. Clean's cousin?
Mr. Clean's like
Mr.
dirty
Shower
cousin.
sounds like a pedophile.
Mr. Shower lives in a
Mr.
van.
Shower.
Hey everybody, it's me, Mr. Shower. No. I've got all the hair genes, but I've also got some other bad ones.
Oh,
you're
God.
just a big you're that soapy poofy. Oh,
Yeah.
Mr. Shower.
Oh,
Mr.
what, the scrubbing
Shower?
bubbles?
No. Mr. Shower is what comes out of the drain when you pour Drano down it, and you pull out the thing. The drain.
The like snake thing? Ugh.
That's Mr.
The
Shower.
foaming snake. He's disgusting.
Well, you used to be Mr. Shower, and now
it's like sometimes it's every other day. It's not constant, because I don't like getting out of bed in the morning. I never
Same.
have.
It's hard.
It's like part of it is easier when you live alone than when you have somebody, because like I like cuddling. God damn it, I like cuddling. I like cuddling more than I like showering.
You know what Beef does?
I like sleep more than I like
Beef's
showering.
alarm goes off, and he turns it off and takes off his covers and gets up.
What?
Like a fucking robot.
Motherfucker.
I like,
there's something wrong
Does
with
he
him.
not-
Where'd you come from?
Does he not snooze 12 times?
Yeah.
And when he gets up, he doesn't go like, he's just like, good morning. He's awake.
What time does he go to bed?
We go to bed at midnight.
What time does he wake up?
7:30.
No, that's not enough.
Good morning. I'm always like, how?
See, I need me a solid 11 hours to feel fully rested. I think that's called depression, though.
Didn't they say in the, like, I heard somebody who like was at war is like, all you need is 5 hours when you're sleeping in dirt.
Here's the thing.
I was like, I need a good 9 or 10.
A family friend did tell me this, and it stuck with me, and I do think it's true. he said, because I get anxiety at night before I go to bed, and I have a really hard time falling asleep, which is why I tend to just go to bed at like 1 or 2.
Right.
He said your body only needs the sleep that it's gonna, like, if you have trouble falling asleep, try to sleep for 5 hours. Like, don't stay up all night, or don't do this. Like, your body's gonna get the amount of sleep it really needs. So it's like, if you stay up and you're like focused on it, on like, I'm not gonna be able to fall asleep, I can't do it, just like remove that thought, and when it's supposed to happen, it's gonna happen. And when you fall asleep, that's really all your body needs.
I would assume anything that's low pressure is gonna be easier to do anyway.
Yeah. Removing the thought can be hard, but like I've always found, because I have anxiety about not being able to sleep, I'll just start counting very slowly, like each exhale, like I'll focus on my breathing and I'll just count upwards and just not care how many counts it takes. And like, you know, sometimes it takes like more than 100 counts, but usually I'm asleep by then, just because like once you stop freaking out about will I be able to sleep, will I not be able to sleep, and you're just focused on the slow breathing, and it's just all you see in your mind's eye is the number, you kind of get into a trance and then you fall asleep. It just happens eventually.
Yeah, but like, fuck numbers.
I mean,
I used to imagine,
numbers are hard
like,
for me.
I used to be like, if I lived at Disneyland, I would live in Toontown. This is where I sleep. And then I just like made that what I thought about.
like,
and I
make
would fall
up stories?
asleep. If I lived in Disneyland, this is what my life would be. I'd go to school in Tomorrowland, and and then I would fall asleep.
But where would you go
thinking about it.
eat?
Oh man, I'd probably go to Main Street.
You go to Main Street?
I'd eat in the candy shop every day.
I want to live your life. Like, I want like those thoughts in my head, and I want to be organized, and I want to be able to count numbers and fall asleep to numbers. I just am realizing after all of these things that we've been talking about that I'm a mess.
You're not a mess,
You guys,
Bree.
I'm a hot mess. Let's be real, but I'm still a mess.
I think
You're
that
not a mess.
you're tapped into the creative side of your brain that I get jealous of sometimes, because I'm so into that. There's like, you know, your brain is double-sided, and I can be very caught up in the side of my brain that is all logistics, all like stuff like that when I have to sit down and write stuff, it's hard for me to change over into okay, I have to be creative now. I need to like reach down into my deep recesses and use my imagination for the first time in the day, when I've been doing Google Docs all day for like traveling.
Yeah.
Like, I have to go back and forth, and it can be hard. And I feel like you guys definitely you have so much more access to that side of your brain just naturally than I do sometimes. So I think it's a grass is always greener thing.
Yeah.
If I could figure out how to easily tap into both, I'd feel like I'd be unstoppable.
You kind of are. I know that you feel that way, but like, you are still really good at the creative stuff.
Yeah.
Like, for those of you that don't know, Dani has been writing for Nuclear Family for a little bit now, and you're amazing.
Oh, thank you.
You're exactly what we needed.
Oh.
Yeah.
The missing piece.
You're the missing
Oh my
piece.
goodness.
Yeah.
But you also, both of you, like, I'll come up with an idea, and you are just like boom, boom, boom. Like you're able to just kind of tap into that the imagination that you have, and you as well. That it takes a little bit of time. I need a little bit of lube on that side of my brain to get into it, because I'm just like, even when we're coming up with ideas, I'm like, logistically, how would we shoot that?
Yeah.
And I have to be like, no, just think about, just think about the creative part of it.
Open the doors. Yeah. I don't know. I get frustrated because I have what I call like a reactive imagination, like where it's a lot easier for me to hear someone else's idea or read someone else's script and know how to fix it or how to make it better than it is for me to actually like take the kernel of an idea that makes me laugh and turn it into a thing that I like. Like, I need people around to kind of filter that.
Well, it's easier
through.
to build with, like a Jenga piece with other people, like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
By yourself is, like, the minute you hit a wall, you're like, okay, well, now I don't know what to do.
And see, I have the kernels, but I have a hard time.
But you don't have the air popper.
But that's why we all work so well together, and why we make the best shit together, because like, you always know exactly what to do with my idea, and then we'll turn it into a script together, and then Dani has like the logistic side and also the creative side. Like, when we were writing Underwritten, like, you had a lot of the logistical, like, it would need to be here in order for this to work. Like, so
Right.
I think we all like complement each other, and that's why we have a group, and it's good.
Yeah.
You know?
It is good.
It's so good.
Yeah. You guys, it's a love fest. Anything else before we wrap up?
thanks again to Squarespace for sponsoring this episode.
Love Squarespace. You can go to squarespace.com/SourceFed and enter the offer code SourceFed for 10% off your order. You can make your own website, landing page, gallery, online
You get
store.
a free trial.
Oh, it's a free trial. And if you buy a whole year all at once, you get a domain name for the low price of free. That's $0 for anyone who needs a number. Yeah. Thank you all.
If you think Circle Space is gonna offer you that, you're so
Oh,
wrong.
Circle
Triangle
Space?
space can suck my dick.
Pentagon
Oh.
Space can go to hell, because I know what Pentagon Space did.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
We all know.
Rhombus space? Don't even start me on
Listen,
rhombus space.
Parallelogram space needs to check itself before it wrecks itself, because Squarespace has already got the space locked down with their 24/7
Hell.
customer support and their incredible bomb-ass templates. So go to squarespace.com/SourceFed and get for code SourceFed for 10% off today. I love ad reads so much.
You do a good
You're
job.
really good.
No, well,
You're
it's
a salesman.
but it's just like they're fun. I don't get why everyone thinks that that's like the job part. Like, to me, that's the fun part. Figure out a creative way to like sell a thing and like to get excited about it. I don't know. That's like a cool,
Plus,
unique challenge.
Squarespace is easy because it really is actually like
It's pretty damn easy.
it's pretty easy, and
drag and
it made my
drop.
space looks. I mean, my space. No,
Your
my
MySpace page.
Squarespace,
Yeah.
It came out nice, and it was
It does
really
look good.
easy.
Yeah.
I think I need some more organization. I can't even say the word. I'm so it's like a repellent to me.
Organization.
Give me organization tips. Tweet them to me at Bree Esrig. Follow me on Instagram. Whatever. Give me all those tips.
Okay.
I need them.
Hell.
We should come up with a hashtag so we can all read them.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Hashtag
organize SourceFed.
Well, organize us.
Organize us, but it's like organize us and then people are gonna.
Oh. Say it in a nice way. So be organized. Organized. No, that's too hard.
How would we spell it? That would be rough.
That would be with a C instead of a Z.
Get organized?
Get organized. What about just organize Bree?
Hashtag
and we'll
organize Bree.
Hashtag organize Bree, and we'll just read your tweets that you're hashtagged it.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
They'll be for all of us, but it's hashtag organized Bree.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay, great. And you can find me on Twitter at Matt Lieberman. The Loop every single Saturday on SourceFed. We've been doing a bunch of like cool political coverage on there that I'm really proud of. You should check that out. Nuclear Family, obviously, Tuesdays and Thursdays, brand new videos. And if you haven't liked Nuclear Family's Facebook page yet, you should go and do that right away. Just leap from your chair and go do it. I want you to leave so fast that there's like a flurry of papers, like when people leave real fast in the cartoons. You
And
know
there's
what
a
I'm talking
flurry
about?
of papers.
Papers.
Yeah.
Yep,
I think
you
I
know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching or listening. Goodbye.
You can like see
Bye.
the wind
Yeah.
as they leave.
Exactly,
like,
a
the wind.
whole
always wondered
gust
if
because it's
someone was-
crazy dusty in there.
Someone's
Yeah.
like, my report.
Go long.
Whoa. I caught it.
Hey man, I really don't know how to tell this to you, but I fucked your bitch.